Hello everyone, welcome to my tutorial on Java. Today's tutorial I'm going to talk about Java enums. An enum is a special data type in Java and it represents a group of constants. That means it's a collection of constants, and we know what the constants are. The constants are the final, and that is what we can see here, that the enum constants are implicitly static and final and cannot be changed once created. Okay, so again, Java enum is a collection of constants which cannot be changed. Enums can also have methods and constructors, and we can use enums to compare with the variables that we declare using the if-else statement or the switch statement. And we can do what? We can do the iteration within the enum entries, and enum also has a toString method that we can use. So now let's look into that, how we can create an enum. The creation is very simple. We have to just use the keyword enum, and then we need to just write the name of the enum, and then we can have the values, or we can have the constants written separated by a comma. Okay, so that's it. So this is my enum declaration. The purpose of this enum over here is that I wanted to have an employee type either to be part-time or full-time. So now if you look at here, there is a class I have defined, and in the class I have two instance variables. One is the emp type and the other one is the name. And now if you look at this here, emp type, the type of this is this enum, okay, and the name is of string type. Now this employee has a constructor, and within the constructor I am accepting the employee type and the string. Okay, so that's straightforward. Now if we look into the main method over here, I have created a new employee instance with the employee type to be part-time, and the name of the employee is ABC. Now if you look at here, that the employee type can be either part-time or only full-time. Okay, so if I'm going to change here as, this will work because I have defined full-time to be a value of the emp type. Okay, but if I'm going to change here, let's say I put XYZ, then there will be an error, and if we look here, it says that XYZ cannot be resolved or is not a field. Okay, so that means my emp type can be either only part-time and full-time, and you can see that how I am accessing it. There is no use of new instance. Okay, I am just creating what? Emp type, and then put the dot, and then you can access the value. That's it. And then I have a salary, and then I'm invoking one method, two method, and three method. The purpose of the first method is to check the if-else statement. The second one is to check how we can use the switch statement, and then the third one is to see that how we can use enumeration. So let's go to the first one, and you can see here that I have accepted the employee instance and the salary, and the purpose of this is to compare that the employee type of this employee, if it is part-time, then execute this line. So otherwise I could have written like this: if okay, something like this. But we can also do it like this way, and this is how we can use the if statement for the Java enums. Okay, so now let's delete this. The same thing is applicable for the switch statement. I am accepting the employee, and I'm getting the type of the employee type by just invoking the emp type of that employee, and then I am saying that if case is part-time, then do this, and if full time, then do this. Okay. And the third example I have over here is I am iterating all the constants within the employee type enum or emp type enum, and then I am just invoking the method values, and then it will give you the value in your iteration. Okay, so now let's run it. And you can see that, okay, so let me change it back. And you can see that 500, 500 and part-time and part-time. So this is from the if statement, this is from the switch statement, and this is from the iteration. The last one we'd like to see is the toString method and how it is working. So we are accepting the user input, and if the user input, we are making that to the uppercase, and if the user input equals employee type dot part-time, and then we are invoking the toString method. Okay, so this toString method is returning me the value in string. So basically we are comparing okay, something like this, because this is a string and we are comparing that to a string, and the toString method in the enum gives us the string output. So now if we are going to run it, okay, employee type, let's say, and then you can see that it is printed this one. Okay, so the full time, so this one is executed. So the next thing that we'd like to see is how to use the field and constructor and methods in enums. Okay, so I have changed the definition as a little bit slightly different, and I have created a new enum as emp enum, and you can see that I have the full-time and part-time, but I'm putting some values in it. Okay, and this is what the constructor is. So it's basically, if you look at over here, this is the constructor. It says that, okay, if we are going to put some values in it, and this is going to set the value of the field, and this is the field. So we can see here that we have a field, we have a constructor, and we have a method. So the purpose of the method is to return the value of the field. Okay, and the value of the field is this one. So now if we move on, we can see that I have created a new class as employee1 class. Again, there are two instance variables. One is the emp type, which is of emp enum type, and the other one is the name, which is of string type, and they are getter and setter methods. So now if we look into the main method, in the main method I have a salary, and then I have created an instance of employee1, and then I have set the employee type, which is emp enum.parttime. Okay, and I have set the name as ABC, and then I'm invoking this method. So in this method, if you look over here, I am getting the emp type. Okay, and the emp type is obviously giving me the part-time. Okay, because I have set the value of the employee type as part-time, and then you can see that I have invoked the get commission method in order to get the commission. So what is the commission? If you look over here in my emp enum, okay, I have this method. All right, so that means we can have in the enum, we can have a constructor, a method, and a field as well. So now if I'm going to run it, and you can see that the bonus is 7,000, And why is that? Because this is a part-time, and for the part-time we are going to have 70%. Okay, so 70% of 10,000 is my 7,000. Alright, so one thing we need to remember as well, that this whenever we are going to have the constructor cannot be public. Okay, it has to be either private or default. So that's all for today's Java Enum. Thank you.